two brand new players have been targeted by the Boston Bruins in this year's offseason, one in free agency and one via trade, and both these fit could be the real turning point for the Boston Bruins here in this offseason. I'm going to be breaking down the potential acquisitions of David Perron and Mario Ferraro, respectively, in this video. Before we do, though, I want to wish everybody watching a happy Father's Day. All the fathers out there, thank you for what you do, everybody that we're becoming. It means a lot, especially in the hockey world. There's always that special hockey bond between father and son or father and daughter. So it definitely means a lot. And, you know, we just want to say happy birthday or happy Father's Day, sorry, to all of you guys out there who are fathers and whatnot. But once again, before we do, very briefly though, we noticed that 81% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, you want to make sure to hit the sub button. We're going to have a lot of stuff coming from the Boston Bruins this offseason, and I'll be keeping you up to date with everything that this team has to offer here, and you're not going to want to miss a single second of it. So, as I said, make sure to hit the sub button. I'll keep you updated with everything that we have to bring regarding the Boston Bruins. But like I said, let's get straight into our first topic here, which is the Bruins potentially eyeing David Perron in free agency. So this is a very big one that I have a few thoughts on that I will get into in a moment. But the first screenshot that we have here, I want to bring this up, just kind of give an idea of what we may see in this offseason regarding the cap space. As you can see here, let's assume restricted free agent Jeremy Sweeney will earn $8 million per year on a long-term contract. UFAs Danton Heinen, Patrick Maroon, they return for $3 million and $2 million respectively. The Bruins will still have $8 million in cap space, plus Allmark's $5 million if there was a trade, and they find that Brandon Bussi would be a solid NHL backup. Then they won't have to go out and get a veteran goalie. So what can we do with $13 million? And, you know, there's obviously the thoughts of Brad Marchand, Trent Frederic, but $13 million is really what we have to work with here, and we have to take that into consideration. So, as I said, let's get straight into the first one, which is one specific player who the Bruins should keep on their radar this summer is David Perron. While the veteran winger has expressed his desire to re-sign with the Red Wings, he still is without a new contract, and July 1st is rapidly approaching. So, as of July 1st, I'm sure as many of you know, and if you don't, that means the beginning of contract signings, free agency, and players can really go where they choose if you're a UFA. And in the case of David Perron, he absolutely may be. And as they said there, he is a UFA, wants to re-sign with the Red Wings, but if he don't get a contract, he can't force himself into that situation, which really gives us the first opportunity to see a potential David Perron with the Bruins. And David Perron, he's not on the youngest side of an NHL, deal, NHL contract, whatnot. And this really leads to the question of, is he too old for this team? Is he too old for the plan the Bruins have? 76 games last year with 47 points. Not the best season we've seen David Perron have, but not a bad one nonetheless. As you see there, 36 years old, just turning 36. Very, very, very much on the older side of what the Bruins are looking at in terms of play style, in terms of everything similar to that. Still a good player, but from what I have in mind, from what we're thinking, what we're seeing with the Boston Bruins, they want someone who can be on this team and have a positive impact for anywhere from 3 to 5 years. And realistically, we don't think David Perron, or I don't at least think David Perron, will still be efficient in that time and be what the Bruins are looking for. So maybe it is a situation where they get him on a 1 to 2 year deal. Still is the player that he is, but we know at that age that the regression really kicks in. So David Perron, not my ideal forward target in free agency, but he is a pretty good one that the Bruins could choose to go after, could choose to keep an eye on if things get in a bit of choppy water near it and they don't really get any of their targets, and David Perron's still a free agent. Certainly one that could be kept an eye on, I guess we could say, in that sense of the imagination. But this is what kind of David Perron's fit would be for the Bruins. Either a second or third line. In addition, he would provide them with another option for the power play because of his playmaking ability. One thing about him as well is he's very good in front of the net. On the power play, very, very good, which is an option that the Bruins could certainly use with this skill they have on defense and the wings on the power play. Brown is also known for a great leadership, which is a nice bonus. In addition, he has plenty of playoff experience, having 104 career playoff games. And of course, he's on the Blues team that defeated the Bruins in the 2019 Stanley Cup Final. So David Perron has been a guy that's been there, done that, really gotten the works of a kind of a full NHL career. So as you've seen from that little article, certainly could be a great addition for a veteran leadership, a leadership role that the Bruins don't have too much of, right now. Still a lot of younger guys on that team. That's the way they're progressing. But David Perron, still the way I'm thinking, a bit of a B to C option for this team here in free agency. And let me know what you think. Do you think he's a good fit? I feel like we're going to have a lot of people saying that too old. We want someone younger, someone more skilled, which I absolutely agree with. But let's move on to our second topic. And another potential trade that we may see here is, would they be targeting Mario Ferraro? And this one comes from the Hockey News. And this is, I know they're not the most accurate news reporting area, station, website, whatever you want to call it. But Mario Ferraro has been in the news with a lot of teams since basically the trade deadline. That's one player that we've seen that I am a huge fan of. One that I would love to see potentially crack the lineup here on this team if we do get a trade for him. And this is what they have to say. The Sharks are reportedly open to moving moving Mario Ferraro for the right price. It is not surprising that he's entering summer as a prime trade candidate, as he generated a ton of interest this past season. In addition, the Sharks are rebuilding and couldn't get an excellent return for the 25-year-old. And Mario Ferraro, 25 years old, a guy that seems like he's been in the NHL for a lot longer, is a great option to be able to fill into this Bruins lineup, fill into a very young left side that they currently have with, the players like Lovry, Wotherspoon, Lindholm, as you can see here. Not the youngest for Lindholm, but Lovry and Wotherspoon, two very good seasons nonetheless, but still very, very young. And Mario Ferraro, even being 25, has a lot of NHL experience, even on a horrible team like San Jose, which very rarely comes to a player like that where they have that experience, still playing very good statistically on a bad team like that as a defenseman. So I would really be interested to see what his stats would look like on a playoff contender, on a defense where he's not by himself, really, I guess you could say. But you can see here with the stats. 6 foot, 25 years old, soon turning 26, but his defense this season was absolutely stellar. He bought 195 shots and 124 hits. Only 6 foot, but definitely throwing that body around, playing like a lot bigger than his size. And I believe, I could be wrong, correct me if I am, but I believe this is his career high in points, 21 in 78 games, with nearly 23 minutes time on ice, which you really can't complain about for a guy like that who's been putting up, as I said, some decent numbers on an absolutely pitiful team. Mario Ferraro, once again, a guy that I think there's a lot of potential with. Potential trade could be the perfect fit for this. He don't cost too much. Really a great option for the Bruins to kind of work with him throughout the future of not a rebuild, a retool, especially trying to get some younger guys as Mario Ferraro. Like I said, don't seem like he's that young, but he certainly is a great fit. And I'm excited to see where this goes. I think the Bruins could really benefit off this kind of a lower tier Jacob Middleton, but a very similar player to Jacob Middleton nonetheless. And I think that's what we all agree that the Bruins could certainly use. So let me know what you think about these two. Some pretty different ones that we have here today, but two that I think could be a pretty big benefit to the Boston Bruins. So like I said, let me know what you think. That's all I got here in this video. If you did enjoy, hit the like button, hit the sub as well. We're almost at 3K. It would mean the world if we could get to that, as soon as possible. But like I said, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.